Rice is a staple food consumed across various cultures in the whole world. It's actually the most popular grain food after wheat. Over 680 million tons of rice are grown annually worldwide. In Nigeria, about 4 million tons of milled rice are produced annually. Meanwhile, 6.8 million tons of rice are consumed every year in Nigeria. That means we eat more than we produce. Interestingly, in West Africa, Nigeria happens to be the largest or one of the largest producers of rice. But it's heartbreaking that we are also the largest importers of rice in West Africa. How ironic is that? What this means is that there is a huge gap between the demand and local supply of rice in Nigeria, therefore providing viable business opportunities for the government and private actors. So let's go down to the hub of local rice production to find out exactly how profitable and sustainable local rice production is in Southeast Nigeria. Ebonyi State has the swampy and hydromorphic type of soil, which makes it an ideal location to grow rice. Another interesting factor that makes rice production here profitable is the fact that Ebonyi has an annual rainfall of over 1,500 millimeters of rain annually. The land is pretty leveled and the soil is clayed, so in Ebonyi State, irrigational type of farming isn't practiced here, and this is why the Colonial Department of Agriculture chose Ebonyi, the swampy areas of Abakaliki, to grow rice since 1942. In the past, as far back as the 60s, Abakaliki was economically vibrant, all thanks to rice production. The town was Nigeria's milling center, having rice from Benue and Sokoto being brought in for milling. The eastern region generated a lot of revenue from Ebonyi State, as Abakaliki rice was being sold from here to countries like Ghana, Togo, and Dahomey. Sadly, these developments are now a thing of history, and the journey towards self-reliance and recovery has been met with several challenges.
My name is Peter Obala Iteshi, a rice farmer from Ije local government area. I have farmed rice up to 25 years. Rice farming in Ebonyi State is one of the best farming business we do in Ebonyi because the Lord has blessed us with swamp. We do several types of rice farming. Apart from the swamp rice, we also do the upland rice. We have so many varieties in Ebonyi. There are some that can stay for 3 months. There are some that can stay for more than 3 months. There are some that can be grown in upland. There are some that can be grown in the swampy area. And there are some that can be grown in the floody area. Mostly, if I do 10 bags of rice, on the normal, I am looking at, when worst come to worst, 20 bags from one bag. But when the yield is much, when everything is okay, it should be above 20 bags. For now, I don't trade just simply because of lack of capital. It's not impossible, but we don't have the facility already. One of the challenges I've mentioned is lack of money. Another one is weather. Because when the weather is harsh, when the rain didn't come as supposed and you don't have irrigation farm, you are being challenged. And when you have irrigation farm that you are putting water every time, you also have another challenge of pesticide if it comes, though it is not every time. So sometimes we also have challenge of flood. Like this last year now, I was terribly affected by the flood, because it came when the rice has not been harvested and seized the rice and spoiled it. The possible solutions are: one, good road networking. Then secondly, financial involvement. When we have enough capital so that we can hire tractors and other equipment, and we can pay farmers. We can also go into drilling of boreholes or dams. We even have one dam in the LGA, but not functional because of lack of fund. I know I make money, but in another way around, it's a mess. Why? Because we do not have assistance from anybody. I will have to hire the land. I will have to cultivate. I will have to buy the rice. I will have to do all the laboring and put the herbicide and also the manure, chemical manure or whatever. And at the end of harvesting the rice, when I get to the market, I know a bag is sold at highest 20,000 naira. And then when you sell in a bushel, it's 15,000 naira. So looking at the manual cost is nothing to write home about. But we sell 15,000 naira per bushel. If it is where there is good road, you need about 5 million naira to do your business. But when you don't have the road, you also need to maintain the road. And when you need other mechanical appliances, like the tractors, you should be talking about 10 million, 15 million. Then the parts will be created, tractors, the irrigation put in place. And then it will be all weather, and then farmers will now benefit. I believe that the rice farming business is a profitable business. You feed your family in terms of food. You also sell and get profits to attend to your other basic needs at home.
To support local rice production in Nigeria, the Muhammadu Buhari and Dave Umahi administration introduced various policies such as the Anchor Bora program, which is targeted at smallholder farmers in order to increase their access to quality agricultural input and improve the quality of produce to meet international standards. Also, rice importation from Thailand witnessed over 90% decrease, falling from 644,131 metric tons to 20,000 metric tons between 2015 and 2017, thereby increasing demand for locally produced rice. The profitability of rice cuts across various players in the value chain to also involve the emerging players interested in the other byproduct of rice, which is undervalued in this part of the world.
Afa m bụ Akpago Augustine Simon. Afa abụ m milling operator. Ana m esu rice n'Iboko Market Square, Izi local government area. Ka esi esi ya bụ ọ na-abụ ịbịa rice nke chọrọ isu ihe dịka ofu akpa ịbụ akpa ịtọ akpa ịnọ ruo na ị chọrọ isu ị gaa tinye ya na mmiri shuo ya ishicha nke n'abalịzi ị hapụ ya o rukwa n'ụtụtụ ị bịa rugharịa ya chigharịkwa ya ọzọ ishicha ya ị ga-agbasa ya n'anwụ ịgbasacha ya ọkpọcha etese ọkpọ ụtọ na-akpọ iburu ya bịawa injin mbọsị ọbụla ị chọrọ ịbịa isu ya ị bịa suo ya isuchuo ya o nwere ndị na-esu nke ha na-ere ere o nwere ndị na-esu nke ha na-eri eri ndị nke na-ere ere a ọ na-adị nnukwu o nwere nke na-erucha ihe dịka bushel iri abụọ iri atọ iri anọ na iri ise ndị ahịa na-adịkwa nnukwu so onwe ndị na-abụ emechakwa buru ya gaa na steeti ọzọ dịka Enugu, Anambra, Abuja, Lagos. Machine dị iche iche o nwere nke a na-akpọ milling machine nke a na-esu anyị na-akpọ HR ebe a onwe nke a na-akpọ polishing machine and polishing machine a duto na ọrụ adịchaghị anyị jikwa esu rice enwe destoning machine eji ahọpụ nke ebe aja nke bụ mmadụ rie ya ọma mmebi ya ise ma ihe ọzọ nke ga-enweta broken a ga-enweta horse nke broken a na-erikwa eri nke a na-adị nchi ma nke a na-adụ broken na-epekarị mpe nke a na-emesi ya na-enye anụ dịka ezi ọkụkọ ma ihe ọzọ abịakwa na the horse eji awụ ebe ọkụkọ na-anọ ebechakwa iwefie ka ebe a dị clean ka ọ ghara ịnwụ the horse a ejikwa ya eshi ite ma ọ nwee ebe a na-awụ ya ebe a na-akọgasị ihe ịkọcha ihe a ọ dị fertile iti obere oge ihe mere ya dịka itinyere ya fertilizer ọ ga-ebido ihe dịka 10 million naira ma ọ karịa maka na ọ bụghị ọsọ injin bụ ihe ị ga-edobe ị ga-akwụ n'ụgwọ ma equipment ọzọ eji ebido ya ka ị ga-akwụ a na-enwetakwa 20, 50, 100 O depend ka customer si bịa. Ọ na-enye ego ọfụma ọfụma.
The name of my business is a Philip Rice Best Venture. We will get the fresh rice from the farm, from the farmers, from the real farmers. They will take it to our industry to process by boiling to our milling machines. They will have about 4 major species. We have mass, we have 3OC, we have CP and brown rice. That one is always brownish in color. It's not always white. That one is for the less sugar. Those people that have diabetes and always that's the type of rice they always consume. The minimum amount of 5 million can start a business, but at least maximum of 10 million. And common, you can start even 1 million. But if you want to make it big, you start by 5 million naira. Inside the company here, you will register from where Millers Association. We have millers, we have mill owners. A mill owner, the people that have only machines. They want to go into the food processing. You will now go into by registering at the company instead of 150,000. Then to be a owner, at the stakeholder of the company, you'll be taken as 200,000 naira. To be the real owner of the company. They want to go into only processing of the product. That one is going to be 150,000 naira to register before we start milling rice inside the company. Like all these villagers you see now, some of them will bring the product from the farm and come into the product. If they want to sell to us, they now mill in our machine and pay us. Like for now, maybe if we mill a bag of rice now is 1,000 naira by milling. So they prefer milling here because they sell here in bulk. Because when they want to mill in the farm at their place, they will not get the buyers that will come and patronize them there. So here, when they mill from our machine, they sell as well and they sell fast. That's the reason why some of them patronize or they're not doing the business, but they farm the products and bring to here and to mill. Now, there are some people that can buy up to 500 bushels. People can buy even 1 or 2. It depends on how they purchase. Some people always, like all these customers that always have all these restaurants, they can nobody has 10 bushels. But the bulk farmer that under the supply now can get up to 500 bushels, 200 bushels and above. This period now, we are experiencing a decline in price because of there are quantity of rice now. Then from May, June, July, the farmers always going to farm to cultivate another fresh rice. So there are scarcity of rice at that period. For now, they still have rice. They want to cultivate at November, December. So they've harvested it in January now and come into processing. Then the real time that will have scarcity on July, August. That time is always very, very costly. You can get a bit of that at 18,000 at then. But now we are selling 12,000, 15,000. For that period, if you buy and stock, you still make money out of it. You want to buy so it is now. Because you can buy something for January, February. From April, May, it will start increasing. But for now, the price is normal.
Another attempt made by the government to improve local rice production in Ebonyi State was the establishment of rice mills in the 3 senatorial districts of Ebonyi State by the former governor, Chief Martin Elechi. The rice mills were not utilized by the value chain players who even sued the state government at the labor court. The value chain players refused to move or use these rice mills, citing that the mills were not built with their interest at heart, as the mills lacked water and access roads.
For about 10 years now, they have not given us loan, except maybe on your personal ground on the bank. But for government to come and assess us, we need to give you loan. You have not explained for about 10 years now. And that is really affecting us. But we pay revenue to the government. Like this, again, we're paying up to 4 million naira every month to the government. So it's also affecting us. Because we're not supposed to pay, they're supposed to give us. Because we tried from the farmers. It was around 600,000 before. So this new government now have to increase it to about 4 million naira because of the economy. The risk in plain rice business is we have an issue of pipe boiling. Like what they are doing now, if you have any mistake now, there's what we call a white object. This thing when you pipe boil, there will be a white spot. If you don't wear pipe boil, so when the rice observe that white spot on the rice, it will decline the price. The price will not be, if you are selling a rice of 15,000, if that thing are paying that rice, you'll be selling at a rate of 12,000 naira. See the gap of that 3,000 will be dropping. At times, like when the rice is over dry, while milling it, it will be breaking into pieces, and it will also affect the price. And that is the only major risk involved. Right? Because if a truck can fall at the road, it's possible for you to repack it except maybe it fell at the water. But if it is normally on the playground, you can repack it. So there's no damages when you have any damage at the road. So the way you have damage, that maybe it fall at the water, and even if it fall at the water, whenever it's not by boy, it will not do anything. Because it's when it has been made like this and fell into water, it will condemn. You cannot produce because it's a very calculative business. At times, sometimes you bring products down to the market and the price will decline. So you will pack it because you will not set up, if you calculate your expenses and everything, you say you want to set up period, you will lose your money. And if you want to lose, it will be a very huge amount of money. But so when you lost by 2,000 per bag, times 600 baht, it will be almost 1 point something million. So when you check the price, you know that the price is not stable, you pack it and monitor it because you monitor the market before you sell. So don't just come and say today you want to sell and sell. No. Because maybe you put that to be 16,000 naira and the price is 13,000. When you calculate, you know that notice you still pack it and it will not spoil. So the time the thing will increase again. You say the business is okay because a business that maybe if you invest like 5 million at a triple market, you expect to have like 500,000. At a triple market, 600, depending on how at the first installment. Maybe if you invested 500,000 for the period of some time. Maybe let me call it 5 million naira market, you can even process it within a period of, let me call it 3 weeks or let me go 1 month. You'll be talking of having 600,000. And after expenses, because we process from the machine, you pay. If you don't have a milling machine, you pay for the milling machine, you pay for pipe. But when you pay them. So when the expenses, you are expecting to having 10% of the money invested.
This is the largest rice husk dump in the southeast of Nigeria. Yes, Ebonyi State has the largest rice husk dump, and that is what is behind me. Making money off rice doesn't just revolve around rice grains as a product, but it also involves the numerous byproducts of rice, which are very useful and economically viable. Some of these rice byproducts include rice bran, rice husk, rice straw, and broken rice. Rice husks are the protective hard coverings covering paddy of rice, and they account for about 20 to 25% of the total weight. Dealing on rice husks is very economically viable because they are used as raw materials for making roof, insulation materials, fuel, fertilizers. And around here in Ebonyi State, some of the locals confirmed to me that rice husk is also used in making tires, and the burnt part of the rice husk is used in reinforcing cement. That is, if you want your cement to be stronger, to be firmer in your building construction, rice husk is something you should consider adding to it. The next byproduct of rice you should consider investing in is the rice straw. The rice straw is the vegetative part of rice, and it's useful in making livestock feed, fertilizers, and if you care about the earth and green earth like I do, you should consider the rice straw because it's also part of making biodegradable products such as trays, spoons, cutleries, and a whole lot of things, including biofuel that is used to generate energy. Moving on, the next byproduct is broken rice. Broken rice is rice that got broken either during transportation, milling process, or thrashing. And broken rice is not defective in the actual sense. The economic viability of broken rice depends on the fact that they are used to make cosmetic, flour, textile, and some animal feed. Finally, we have the rice bran. The rice bran is the part of rice that is found directly under the rice husk. And I can tell you that the rice bran is the most versatile and economically viable byproduct of rice. That is because rice bran is used to make the popular rice bran oil. Rice bran oil is very popular in Asian countries and gaining popularity in different countries across the world. Aside the rice bran oil, rice bran is used to make rice bran wax, rice bran fatty acid, and is also useful in the treatment of hypertension, diabetes, obesity, amongst other ailments. The future of rice production in this region is very promising. Rice farming, production, processing, and sale of byproducts and rice grain are viable investment opportunities for individuals looking to go into agriculture or people looking to expand their sources of income. However, the government and private sector need to do more in provision of infrastructure, policies, and investments that can incentivize farmers in order to sustain the viability of rice production in this region and maximize the opportunities and potentials in this industry.